Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com, and I got a few emails from some different folks saying that the last couple of lessons were too complicated, or at least parts of them were too complicated. So what I thought I'd do is devote a few videos to some of the blues basics. So if you're interested in learning this style of electric blues lead, these are licks that you absolutely have to add to your repertoire because you hear them all the time, or you'll hear variations of these. So this week we're not going to necessarily focus on an artist, although this is a very reminiscent of something Chuck Berry would do, because I'm going to be doing a double string thing. So if you're a beginner, this is a perfect lesson for you. You can do this on an acoustic or an electric guitar. If you're an advanced player, this may be a little slow. So let me for you. So let me go ahead and play along with the jam track and show you what we're going to learn. Alright, so let's learn what I just showed you. I love a lot of these repetitive licks because you can just play the same lick over and over again, and even though the chords behind it are changing, the lick will work because it's in the same scale. So we're in the key of A, doing kind of a slow blues in A, and I'm starting here on the 5th fret. What I'm doing is I'm barring the first and second string, or the E and the B string, with my pointer finger here on the 5th fret. And I actually slide from the 4th fret in, so I go, that's the first thing that happens. You could play it straight without sliding, but the sliding is what, all those little subtleties are what makes good, blues guitar. It makes it really sound like the human voice. So that's your first thing that you're doing there. And notice I'm just playing the first 2 strings with downstroke. Okay? So for that part, what I do is I come to the 7th fret and then bar the first 3 strings, the E, B, and G string, but I'm only playing the 2nd and 3rd string, or the B and the G string. See? Just playing those 2. Go down to the 5th fret, again barring those first 3, just exactly the same, playing the same 2 strings that I played here on the 7th fret, the B and the G string. But this time I give it a little bit of a bend. Subtle, I mean it's very subtle, before landing on the 7th fret here, 4th string. And the reason that you give these, a lot of times, the bends, they're not necessary. There's no hard and fast rules with it, but the bends are subtle bends. It's so subtle that you almost can't hear it, especially when you're doing it in real time, but it gives it a little bit of character. It's those little subtle bends that really make your playing stand out. So practice that. If you're on an acoustic, that might be difficult, but try and get just a very subtle bend, slight. Okay, so that's the first lick. Alright, now the second lick is exactly the same except for one note. So it looks like this. See where I hammered on there? So what I did there is when I come to this 5th fret, I'm hammering on the 3rd string, on the 6th fret there, which is a C sharp note. So what that's doing is that's making that a major chord. Starting as a minor. Without your middle finger there, it's a minor chord. But with it there, it's a major. And so the first time through it's minor, the second time through it's major, the third time through it's minor, the 4th time through it's major. So you're just alternating. So there's the first time. There's the second time. There's the time. There's the fourth time. Okay, so it's really that simple. And even though the chords are changing, behind you or underneath you, that's the same riff works. So, which makes it nice. So then we just come to this little part that goes. And for that, all I'm doing is I'm playing the first two strings, the E and the B string. I'm pushing down on the 7th fret, first string here, and then I'm pushing down on the 9th fret, 2nd string, like that. And I'm just playing those top two strings. And I kind of slide into that too. And then I take my pinky here and I push down on the 9th fret, 1st string, keeping these other two right in place. So you may just want to practice doing that until you got that motion down. There's the first one. The second one's the exact same thing, except it's down 2 frets. So it's pretty easy. A lot of repetition. And then we go right back to and so it's this time we go back to the one where the lick where we add that C sharp, and we close it out by going to the 7th fret there, 4th string, and then the last note is on the 5th string, 7th fret, with some vibrato. And it happens really fast, kind of. And you got to really reach down where you run into trouble is letting go here, because you've already hammered on with your middle finger. Then you got to put down your ring finger here, and then you got to keep your ring finger there on the 7th fret, and you got to, while it's down, you got to release your middle finger, push down on the 7th fret, just like that. So it's alright, so hopefully those licks will be useful to you. I know I use them all the time. And I think we can thank Chuck Berry for those, really. They work really well whether you're playing slow blues or fast. So that's all I've got for this lesson. We'll see you in the next one.